everyone, welcome to Digital Shift, where we discuss topics that will affect business, society and culture, as we want you to be better prepared for the future. If you see the shift coming, you can adjust to it. We've seen attitudes and mindsets changing regarding what the business is for. An often heard narrative is that the business is just for maximizing shareholder value. Now new companies are emerging with a business model built around a purpose.
Then let us welcome you officially to Digital Shift. Can you tell us about yourself and the company or companies that you're working in or running, please?
Yeah, so thanks for inviting me. And my name is Svetlana. I'm running a couple of companies which are dedicated to impact investing. One of them is NGO, Galileo International Impact Investing Center. What we do there is raising awareness about sustainability, about impact investment. We provide accessible education, and we have also a platform to connect investors with impact startups, impact ventures, and as well with various experts. So the whole idea is to help shifting the capital into more sustainable and impact investing markets. And as well, we'd like to give people opportunity to engage for meaningful projects. Because I don't know how you guys, but I've been in banking industry for many years. I met a lot of frustrated people in finance, in IT, whatever. And nowadays, everyone is looking for meaning, especially like after such situations like COVID. You know, we kind of become aware that the old ways are not working anymore, and a lot of people would like to do something meaningful. So our mission is to help to achieve sustainable development goals. This is one organization, Galileo. The second one is Impact Investing School. Here I work as an advisor, coach, consultant with projects directly, helps them to redefine their business mission, business structures, incorporate impact into the whole concept, and of course to fundraise, so helping to find finance, various types of capital, so they can finally start to do what they are doing or scale their business. I also teach at some universities like ZHW, University of Zurich, St. Gallen, and so on various topics on social entrepreneurships, impact investing, and so on. Also speaking at various conferences. And last but not least, I'm in the board of Swiss Impact Investing Association, SIA, who is also dedicated to impact investing and is kind of a think tank and thought leader in this area. We organize yearly conference on the topic. This year it was virtual summit in October, and it's really amazing that people even virtually now try still to contribute and do something good for our planet and people. So this is short in a nutshell about me.
No,
and
it's so
what
cool.
I
We're
do.
so excited to have you. You're the right person to ask the hard facts actually about impact investing. Maybe the first thing I would like to know is, what do you understand about impact? And the second is, how do you measure it?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is actually one of my favorite questions, because people still mixing it up. What is sustainability, sustainable investing, impact investing, responsible investing? What is what, right? And it's crucial to understand what is what, because if we don't, we will not take the right action, right? So, and let me quickly explain you. So responsible investing was the first step in finance, when some people couldn't sleep at night and they said, okay, let's exclude some of industries like tobacco or weapon industry out of our investment scope. So it's mostly exclusion of certain industries out of the investment scope. And some other investors say, well, it's not enough, we can do more. Let's establish some good practices, ESG, environmental, social, governance practices, which will help us to select the best in class companies which are applying more sustainable practices like reducing CO2 emissions, reducing their waste, empowering women, or like in employing more women at top management level. So they started to apply best practices and select their investments accordingly. So this is what we call sustainable investing. Next step, impact investing, is a big step forward actually, because here we talk about companies which have an underlying mission, which they are trying to achieve. And nowadays, impact investors are usually using SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, as a framework. So they say, okay, we are trying to achieve, for example, accessible education, accessible healthcare goals. This is our mission, but it's not a philanthropy, right? So here talking about businesses which have a mission, but at the same time, they are financially self-sustainable. How do they achieve that? So usually those companies are very innovative, they apply technologies, so they are social entrepreneurs. And if we come back to sustainability, sustainable investing, it's like a broad impact, right? We need it. We definitely need all these big corporations to have the best practices in place. However, the profit is still first for them, right? Nowadays, if you look at financial markets, Apple, Microsoft, they are sustainable, meaning that, okay, they do some good stuff, but still it's not the mission which is leading at the business. In impact investing, it's exactly the opposite. So it's deep impact. Those companies are disrupting the markets. They have the mission and the profit is there, but it's not first. Okay. They want to create certain social and environmental impact, which is measurable. So the definition as a standard from a global impact investing network, which is recognized kind of in the industry, is that impact investments are investments which are in the companies which are trying to achieve social, environmental, and financial return, but the impact must be measurable.
So we notice like a change in a younger generation. So in the basic concept of a company, what is a company for? So the old story is like a company is for making money.
It's for enriching the shareholders.
Yeah, and that's it. And now I think this is really changing. So what would you say, or is the changing you what the company is actually for?
The company is to unfold our human greatest potential. You know, I believe that every human has a talent, has certain skills and something what they really like to do and what they can do well. So ideally, the company should unfold this potential in humans and not just be profit generating. And if we could apply such approach, I'm sure we could solve all the challenges in the world we are facing now, because we have all the technologies, we have all the money there, just the match is not happening yet that efficiently. And humans are still selling their souls to some corporates, working for money, for paying their bills, credits, families, whatever lifestyle they are having now. But it's not, of course, the happy life, I think. And if someone can ask themselves, am I happy at work? They always know the answer, right? So if you're happy to go to work every day, or if you're an entrepreneur, nobody is pushing you doing that. You just do it because you like to do it. And this is what I think how it should work in the future. I see more and more people becoming entrepreneurs also because of COVID and situations with corporates. So some corporates which are not ready to transform their practices into sustainable business, people are leaving because there is a consciousness shift which I see taking place in the world. And people which are more conscious, they understand, okay, I have just one life. I don't know when we are going to die. Actually, nobody knows. Mm-hmm. So what do I want to do with this life, right? And then the choice is quite clear. So they want to work for something which makes sense for them, where they're happy. and where they can accomplish their talents and skills and do something great for this planet and for other people.
So if you're a highly engaged person, you will look for a highly engaged company. So
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, and there's also like another saying. So for markets, this is another narrative. Markets only work if they're left alone, and
The market will solve everything. The market should be left alone. There should be no guidelines. I think there are more narratives like that. Maybe you know some more than we do.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, it depends, I think those who were telling these sentences are the ones who are benefiting when the markets are left alone. Capitalists. Right? So, but what we've seen that capitalism doesn't work somehow anymore. We need to find new ways of making business, and we cannot have endless growth. We cannot build our business models and financial markets on eternal growth. It just doesn't work, right? And so those expressions are outdated, in my opinion. So we cannot leave markets alone like that. And this is why regulation is coming into place in sustainability, because government can help development of sustainability. We have the great examples already, like UK. So the government is supportive for impact investment, and then they have some positive policies, and they are much more social entrepreneurs. They are much more impact investors. The whole ecosystem is much more developed than in Switzerland. So, and this is why government and policies can help to develop certain practices which are beneficial for everyone, for the whole market.
What would changes be that Switzerland should make so to make a more favorable ecosystem?
So I see that there are many changes which must be done on different levels. Education is very important. So education at the universities, business school levels, because I was studying myself at the University of Zurich. It was not that long time ago. I was studying traditional banking and finance, and it was financial crisis when I studied. So the story was that I was asking myself, oh my gosh, what am I studying? Everyone is blaming finance, and how can I actually do something good with that, right? And I'm sure many people ask this question to themselves. But nobody taught us about impact investing, and it was already there. I never heard about that, right? I discovered it when I finished my studies. Then I found sustainable investing, impact investing for myself. And this is how actually I came to the idea, okay, let's make it accessible, because when I learned about the topic, I was also in Oxford, it was bloody expensive, and many people just simply cannot afford that. So education, starting with students, because if they are learning old models of finance and making business, how can we expect that much more young people will engage and create sustainable businesses? This can be really a huge trigger if universities would incorporate more sustainable subjects into teaching programs. So this is one part, education. Also education of employees at financial institutions. When I worked at the bank, my chef, my colleagues, they had no idea what is impact investing. They were laughing at me when I was talking about that. But now it's changing as well. After some years, I see that people understand, oh, Svetlana was right. The industry is growing. But still, the banks, also big banks, they are lacking a simple education on the topic to understand what is what, and also that they could incorporate more impact investment opportunities for retail clients. because at the moment it's still reserved for wealthy people, right? You can find some opportunities if you're really searching for that, and I can also show to people which are coming to my workshops. Usually I show them where to find that, but you really need to search. What I'd love to see that, like in 5 years, you go to one of the big banks, you say, okay, I am interested in SDG number 5, 6, and 7. What do you have? I have 1,000 francs. Can I please invest in this 3 funds which are accomplishing the mission that I'd like to support? Something like that would be cool, but it's not yet there, right? So, and why it's not yet there? The banks are struggling to create investment opportunities like that because of financial regulation. So impact investments are for qualified investors. So meaning like FINMA, they have certain definitions which are stopping the banks of opening the funds to retail investors. And of course, it's more expensive. So they have no support. This is why investment opportunities are not there. And so on governmental level as well, what can be done, like good example from UK, right? So the government said, okay, banks, you have a lot of dormant accounts. Nobody claimed those assets for many, many years. So the money is just lying there around. Nobody does anything with that. So the UK government suggested, okay, part of your dormant assets we put in a fund and we make impact investment fund out of it. And Switzerland can do that very easily. There are plenty of dormant accounts, and there could be a huge 1 billion impact investing fund out there based on this money, right? So if government could create some policies or could be more proactive in this sense, then they could also move financial institutions. And what's happening also that like FINMA is waiting for government to push, government is waiting for FINMA to push, it like pointing fingers on each other and nobody is acting. So, but I hope and I truly believe that Switzerland could be actually a world impact investing hub if they would just take an action, because they have all the resources, reputation, all the experts are here available, and many would come if Switzerland would set up such a goal for itself.
Wow.
Very cool.
Sounds really great. I'm very impressed. Maybe the next question is a bit off topic, but I would like to know what your opinion is right now, because we have COVID and it seems that it's difficult and everyone is talking about COVID. Is this now the right moment to think about and talk about impact investment or building a company with purpose?
Actually, it was very supportive for many impact investing funds as well. There are many examples which shows that in March, when the traditional financial markets collapsed, then impact investing funds, they maybe had a little correction or not at all, and they are much more positive now compared to traditional markets. But this was positive to show to investors that, hey, actually impact investing indeed in crisis situation, it's not correlated to the whole financial market, right? And this is why it's definitely a good time to start investing in with impact. As for starting business, absolutely. I mean, also, I would recommend to anyone who is thinking about starting the business, incorporate the online part, because I do not believe that we go to the old normal, you know, that we can all meet each other. It will be for some years at least, or some people say 5-6 years still, that this online concept will continue. So if you establish a business, you'd better think, how do you sell your services or products, services, also consultancy business, and so on, online. And I mean, this is positive for our climate because we are flying less.
Commuting so much, we're not flying so much.
Absolutely. Yeah, we are not going to the office so much. We are more home mouse, like house mouse in German. So I think this year was positive in this sense for impact investing in social businesses. And the ones who are creative, they could make profit also this year. The ones who can kind of adapt to the situation, who can see what are the needs of people when the situation is like that. And in the business, you need to be that quick nowadays. You know, before, when in the 80s, 90s, the businesses existed much longer, like 50 years, 15, 20 years, you know, and they didn't change. Nowadays, it's like every 5 years or even more, you need to change your products, you need to adapt, and everything is moving much quicker. So the ones who will wait for the old thing to come back, I think it's not going to happen. So you better, guys, move forward.
I would just like to say that I find you such a beautiful person. It was such a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much. And so please, I would like to invite everyone who wants to join this market or this community. Please join our platform, chamomile.ch. And there you can find like-minded people, you can source for projects, you can hopefully find investors for your project, and connect with the community, help to achieve sustainable development goals. And I wish all good luck to any businesses who are watching us here.
For us, it was very interesting because we start pulling at that thread of, is it also possible to do business in a positive way? Because an old narrative is you have to have your elbows out and be a jerk and egoistical. And this seems to really be changing. We're very happy that we asked this question. We actually see that that narrative is not actually factual anymore. I think much more people should know about that. So we're very happy to spread the word.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for watching this interview. If you liked it, hit the like and subscribe button. This will help spread the word. You can find more interviews and events on our website. If you're looking for experts in product development, design, digital marketing or programming, let us know so we can connect you to our community. You can find more info on our website.